Twitter is very sorry. Apple gets a cheese wedge emoji, and YouTube skips the ads. Tech News Tonight is next.
This is Twit.
This is Tech News Tonight, episode 450 for October 21st, 2015. This episode is brought to you by Epson's new EcoTank printers. With Epson's line of SuperTank all-in-one printers, you can print thousands of documents without running out of ink. EcoTank is loaded and ready to print when you are. Visit epson.com/EcoTank to find out more. Welcome, I am Megan Morrone. Happy Back to the Future Day. I spent the better part of this morning putting air in my tires, which was a big bummer because I was made to believe that where we were going, we wouldn't need roads.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
That's right. In case you don't follow any nerdy people like me on social media, you might not already know that October 21st, 2015 was the day that Marty and Doc went 30 years forward in time in Back to the Future Part 2. Today is the day, and yet I have not seen one single flying car. If you want to see all the predictions that have or have not come true, check out backtothepredictions.com. That's a site created by the biggest Back to the Future nerd that I know, Patrick Delahanty. YouTube Red, that's the name the company is calling the ultimate YouTube experience. It's their rumored subscription service that will cost you $10 per month to strip out the ads. After the break, we will talk to Natt Garun from the Next Web about the service, as well as how they came up with that name. But first, let's get to the rest of the tech news. Twitter made a slew of announcements today at its mobile developer conference called Flight. Twitter has purchased Fastlane, a collection of tools used by developers to test and update iPhone and Android apps. Business Insider called the deal an acqui-hire, since it appears that Fastlane's creator was the company's only hire. On stage at the conference, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey also apologized to developers for creating an API that made it difficult to create traditional Twitter client apps. Dorsey says the company is turning over a new leaf. iOS 9.1 is rolling out today with improved multitasking performance, improved stability for CarPlay, music, photos, Safari, and search. It also resolves an issue that some of you have written to me about that causes an incorrect mail count for some POP accounts. If you have the new iPhone 6S or 6S Plus, you'll get new motion sensing capabilities for live photos that recognize when you're picking the phone up and putting it down, and they don't record that in the live photo. iCloud got an update that adds the Find My Friends web app to the site. And watchOS for Apple Watches and OS X El Capitan also can be updated today. And along with iOS, they will also get 150 new emoji, including but not limited to a hugging face, a thinking face, a face with rolling eyes, prayer beads, a turkey, a crab, a hot dog, a cricket bat, a menorah with 9 branches, a mosque, a synagogue, popcorn, a taco, a burrito, a unicorn, a cheese wedge, a unicorn head, a champagne bottle, and a middle finger. You can get the update through the settings in your iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone, you can simply laugh in the face of my excitement about this. It is okay. I deserve it. If you want to hear more about all of these updates, watch tomorrow's show where I will be talking to Serenity Caldwell from iMore. Reviews of Microsoft's new Surface Book are out. That's the laptop tablet hybrid that ranges from $1,500 to $2,700. Joanna Stern from the Wall Street Journal says she can't recommend the Surface Book yet because of the price and the many malfunctions. Microsoft says all of her issues are being addressed, but Stern says she'll need to see those fixes in action before she will give the device a thumbs up. Meanwhile, over at Wired, David Pierce gave the Surface Book a rating of 7 out of 10. But he adds that while it is a great laptop, it's not a great tablet. He didn't have the same problems with the hard drive that Joanna Stern had, but he admits that he's heard from enough other reviewers of the Surface Book to warn people away from buying the first versions. Now, if you want to listen to a longer discussion of the Surface Book, watch today's Windows Weekly at twit.tv. Mary Jo Foley and Paul Thurrott both have a review version of the Surface Book. They offer some great advice if you're considering ordering one for yourself. Coming up, find out if YouTube's new subscription service is worth it. But But first, this episode is brought to you by Epson. Epson's revolutionary EcoTank line of printers for home and office introduce a new age in printing. The new EcoTank ET4550 wireless all-in-one printer doesn't use ink cartridges. Instead, it features an innovative refillable ink tank. It comes with enough ink to print up to 8,500 pages, equivalent to about 50 ink cartridge sets. You're loaded and ready to print for up to 2 years. Powered by Epson's leading-edge precision core technology, it delivers high-speed, vivid colors and laser-quality black text. Plus, auto two-sided printing, a 30-page auto document feeder, and easy wireless printing from tablets and smartphones. All EcoTank printers deliver an unbeatable combination of convenience and value with ultra-low-cost replacement ink bottles. Now you have the freedom to print without running out of ink. Visit Epson.com/EcoTank today to transform the way your home, office, or work group prints. For the best combination of ease and value, turn to the new Epson EcoTank printers. That's EPSON.com/EcoTank. And we thank Epson for their support. As I mentioned earlier in the show, today Google announced YouTube Red. The new subscription service will launch on October 28th. It will offer users access to the premier online video site without the ads. Joining me to talk about this announcement is Natt Garun, U.S. editor at The Next Web. Welcome, Natt.
Hi.
So how much will YouTube Red cost?
It's $10 a month, and that's for Android and the web, mobile or a desktop. But if you're using an iOS device, you'll have to pay $12.99.
$12.99 a month.
Right. YouTube says that this is because Apple charges a 30% premium for its apps, and that's why the fees are kind of being transferred down to the users. But if you sign up to on the web, you should be able to take advantage of the $9.99 fee, which is kind of silly.
Okay, that's a good tip. And how's it going to work?
It basically works like YouTube itself. You just sign in and you get access to exclusive content and videos, such as movies and series, and it's all ad-free, and you can save them for offline view as well. So it's definitely for people. It's kind of like if Spotify had video. You can kind of save those for offline view. Tidal kind of already has this, but yeah, there's going to be more stuff with YouTube Red, and it's focused on the creators that are already on YouTube. YouTube in itself is originally something that's very creator focused. Lots of people go on to be discovered there as actors or singers. So YouTube is capitalizing on its creators by making an exclusive channel for them to hopefully gain a little more revenue from it as well.
And of course, if I don't want to pay, I can still use the free version of YouTube and watch ads.
Yes.
So that's like Spotify, and that model works for Spotify. Some people don't mind the ads and they don't pay, and some people hate ads and want to support artists more and pay. So I guess it works.
It's kind of interesting. YouTube actually said that of the top 10 videos of its most watched content, 4 of them were ads, which is kind of interesting because I guess some people do like the ads or don't mind it so much, and they already have that skip after 5 seconds thing. So it's not a huge deal for people who don't want to pay. This is really more for the people who really like the creators on YouTube and want to find more ways to support them financially.
So I get access to original shows, save videos offline, no ads, exclusive content, and you also get Google Play Music, right? How does that work?
Yeah, so Google Play Music is its streaming service, and if you pay for Google Play Music, you get access to YouTube Red. So it's kind of like how Amazon has Prime and you get access to Prime Video. So yeah, and it's vice versa as well. If you pay for YouTube Red, then you get access to Google Play Music, and you're able to access that from all your apps, iOS, Android, and the web.
And if you're already a Google Play Music subscriber, will you automatically be a YouTube Red subscriber?
Yeah, the idea is that you do get both with one payment of $9.99 a month.
Excellent. So, and they also announced YouTube Music. What's the difference between Google Play Music and YouTube Music?
YouTube Music is a bit more like it's focused a little more on video. So YouTube this year launched 2 specific YouTube apps, which is YouTube Kids and YouTube Gaming. So with YouTube Music, you can use it to search and discover more content. For example, with the analogy that Google used with YouTube Gaming was that when you start typing in call, in YouTube Gaming, it'll auto fill it to Call of Duty, for example, so that it has gaming-specific content when you search for stuff. Now, if you use Google Music, when you put in call, you might get Call Me Maybe or some other music or some other songs that begin with the words call. And they have a whole function where you can add more music to your playlist, and then it comes up with recommendation algorithm to find stations of music that you might like, and you can cater this in the app, and you can say maybe you want more variety, less variety, so that you can come up with the right content recommendation based on your music preferences.
So will it have ads? Like I know that YouTube Kids still has ads, so will YouTube Music also have ads?
Yeah, it's expected to. It's a free app, so it's definitely still going to be ad supported. And we don't know the launch date yet, but it should come soon after YouTube Red launches on the 20th.
And is that completely separate from YouTube Red? So if you pay for YouTube Red and you use YouTube Music, will you have to see ads with YouTube Music?
It seems completely separate, although I don't know for sure that if you pay for YouTube Red, you get ad-free across all YouTube properties now that it's broken up into regular YouTube, kids, and gaming. So that's something that we're gonna have to find out, because this is the first time that YouTube has full-fledged launched premium subscription service. I would venture to think that you should, because it seems silly that you'd pay for one thing and not get ad-free across all of its apps, because that just seems kind of silly to me.
Right. And with YouTube Kids, I mean, that was one of the big complaints that a lot of people had, that it was, showing really young kids lots of ads, sometimes, not appropriate to their age group. So I wonder, I mean, it would seem like a real miss if they didn't let you pay to have no ads with YouTube Kids.
Yeah, absolutely. The point is to just pay to get rid of ads once and for all. And if they don't let you do that, that seems kind of, there's no reason for it. If you're going to start charging and say no ads, then it should be across all properties.
So let's talk about from the creator standpoint. They say they're planning on sharing revenue with the creators. They said they'll pay out the vast, vast majority of revenue, but they never said how much or what percentage. Do you have any idea why they refused to say what the percentage was?
Yeah, I mean, my guess is that from what I've read, Spotify and Apple pay something like 70% to its creators. And the last YouTube Partners program indicated something like 55%, which is a lot lower than its competitors. So I venture to think that there's a reason that they didn't mention the numbers downright, because it seems low in comparison. And if the numbers are much higher than that, or if they work out a better number, I'm sure they'll let us know. But for now, they're keeping it a secret, and it's probably because it's a little less competitive than the other services that are out there.
Right, or it might be like Apple Music. They were doing these deals right until the last minute. So creators from what I read today, creators have to sign up for Google, for YouTube Red, or do you know anything about that? Right,
so the YouTube actually really just gave the creators kind of a deal they literally can't refuse, which is that if they don't sign on to let their content become part of YouTube Red, then their videos automatically just become private. So they have to let their content be available for the ad-free version and in the ad-supported version. So it's kind of, they're really just tying their hands here and just making sure that the creators give up their content to YouTube, whether it's or not it's ad-supported or ad-free. But either way, they get a cut of the revenues, or they're hoping that they allow this so that they can try to get a bigger cut of the ad-free version.
Right. I mean, it is interesting. Like, why would I sign up if like all of my favorite YouTube stars were not going to be on the service? So it makes sense that they're forcing us to be on there. So your article on the Next Web talks a little bit about the name YouTube Red and how that has some associations with like a red light district, other websites that have the same name. How did they come up with this name?
From the way their executives told us in the press Q&A session today, they said that in their studies with the fans and just of their users, the color red is very much associated with YouTube. It's in the logo. It's synonymous with just kind of the red carpet, and also the red dot that comes on when you press record on the video camera. So they felt that red was the right name for its brand. Although I agree, a lot of people will immediately draw references to another web property with a similar name that has completely different kind of content. But the executives said that, they're not too worried about it. They think that the name represents the brand well, and that with ad blocking and all that stuff, people will end up finding the right content. And to me, I think it's actually a great SEO strategy, because people will start searching for the words red and tube, and they'll possibly end up at YouTube Red.
Well, Natt Garun, thank you so much for joining us. Natt is the U.S. editor at The Next Web and is Natt Garun with 2 T's. That's Garun on Twitter. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Megan.
And take care. And finally tonight, we don't have a subreddit for this show, but I always check Mike's Tech News Today subreddit for stories. And thanks to Ing Anning, who posts the terrifying story about a worldwide Lego shortage. According to the Telegraph, factories might not be able to meet the holiday demand for the popular toy in Europe. Sales at the Denmark-based company have been significantly higher than expectations, says a Lego press officer. They're running factories at maximum capacity. They say they will do everything they can to meet demand. The company is building a factory in China, which will be up and running in 2017. And that's it for this edition of Tech News Tonight. Thanks to everyone who responded to my request for feedback on the length of the show. It seems that the magic length appears to be around 25 to 30 minutes, so thank you. And my apologies to Andrew Charnley, who I accidentally called Andrew Charmley last night. Perhaps because your email was so very charming. We are on iTunes and YouTube and Stitcher and TuneIn and Facebook. You can also subscribe to this show at twit.tv/TN2. You can write to us at TN2@twit.tv and watch live every weekday at 4 p.m. Pacific. And don't miss our morning news program, Tech News Today. That's every weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm Megan Morrone. Thanks for watching.
Bandwidth for Tech News Tonight is brought to you by CashFly.com.